Morning, everybody. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. After yesterday's live stream, I was like, I'm feeling super productive. Let's go work out in the gym. And I have an at home gym. And so I had music blaring, and all of a sudden it stopped. Well, my computer died. So I am now working on my laptop, which is perfectly suitable. Just I've gotten kind of spoiled by having a massive screen. So I had to move everything over to the laptop. So nothing was lost. Everything's fine. I save everything in so many locations that absolutely shy of my, even if my house burns down, my my backup drive is in a fireproof safe. So I take this kind of seriously. So yeah, a few minutes late. But we're going to be doing the same sprints as usual. We're just going to shift the times a little bit. So I'm going to adjust some times right now. We'll start at 110, 10:10. And it will still work out just fine. We'll see if anyone's going to join me today. I'm just going to keep doing these. I'm getting a lot done. I'm getting my word count where I want it. Overall, things are looking really good with this manuscript. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty darn happy with everything. I do want to see if I can get my desktop keyboard to work, because my laptop keyboard has two buttons, the period being one of them, that doesn't quite work the way it should anymore. Which shouldn't be a big deal. Well, the period is kind of a big deal. I can live without the slash. It works. It just, you have to press it very firmly. So we're just going to see if we can pair another keyboard. I'm not even sure how to do this anymore. It's been so long. Assuming we just turn it on. Ain't gonna work. I think we have a functioning keyboard. These are the things I get excited about. It works. Though now my laptop has to be so far away from my face. But it means I can work faster. So that part is good. Yeah, thankfully, I went to the Apple store. I dropped off my laptop. Everything will be fine. Everything's covered by warranty. But I have a book cover I stupidly saved locally for the first time ever, and it's such a cool book cover, and I can't share it until I get my computer back. So I'm gonna have to do some work on the laptop later today. Miranda's here. Yay, I'm not alone. Speaking of book covers, Miranda has a plan for this year. Miranda, how goes your plan so far? The first of the year is always kind of a trip up for a lot of people. We do so much like new stuff. Oh, looks like Karen Diem is going to join us. All right. I'm going to hop into, because we're a couple minutes late. I got way too excited when Miranda showed up. Okay, Miranda. All right, Miranda. Time to get some words in. Hop and sprint. Sprint. We got this. All right, let's see how we did. 338. Not bad. Not what I wanted, but take what you can get. So let's drop that in there. Sprint 1, 338 words. For those who are watching, Facebook has quite a lag on it. So if you are noticing like, wow, the sound is slightly off, that's completely Facebook's doing. I actually have to move the camera kind of off my screen because doing it with Facebook causes a weird visual delay. Let me, before I forget, set up the next sprint. So we're going to go 1040 to 11. There we go. Miranda, 177. That's more, what is it? Better than zero. Oh, I should really put my better than zero sticker on my computer. Maybe it'll go on my desktop when I get back. It looks like Karen DM will join us shortly. She has to deal with some homeschooling situation. Not homeschooling, remote learning. So everyone is officially over this pandemic and trying to just get through it at this point. When I went to this, yesterday was the first day I can't even remember how long it's been since I've been out in public. I had to go to the Apple store, and it's in a mall, which I had to medicate so that I wouldn't have a complete and utter meltdown. But it was near the exit, so that was good. And the actual, like, the security staff for the Apple store were like, stand on this blue dot. Okay, you may now move to this blue dot. Okay, don't move. And like, if people were walking through the mall and got close, they would actually tell them to move away. I greatly appreciated that. And then the actual Apple store actually looks like a bank now. It's just a bunch of windows with plastic covering them. And you step up to the window and you talk through a microphone. So there was no physical contact. No one came within my bubble. So I only had a mild meltdown afterwards. So, which for me right now is pretty good. I would like to not have to ever go back to the mall. So they're going to call and I'm going to have them ship the computer because I can't do that again. I do not want to be out in public spaces. Yeah, not enough medication in the world for this. But I look forward to getting a computer that can handle all the stuff I want to be doing. And I'm going to, I keep forgetting. If you want to come join us, Superhero Fiction, this is all sponsored by Superhero Fiction, which I completely forget to remind people. But if you want to come play with us, we're on Discord. I'll drop it in there. We've just kind of opened the community up to fans and geeks and whatnot. So that's been kind of nice. People are coming in, just kind of get to know one another. But there's quite a few people in there. Seeing some authors I've written with. Karen DM is always in there with me. Damien Benoit, Christopher, or CJ Vallon, I guess is. And now Miranda Dalzovo. I don't think I've ever tried to pronounce your last name before. DZ. I'm just going to start calling you Dizzy. No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, Miranda's in there with us. But yeah, we are steadily trying to just grow a community where people can shoot the breeze. Oh, is it Dalzovo? It sounds very Middle Earth-ish. Just Miranda. Miranda Dalzovo. Yeah, there's a ring to it. My name is really kind of harsh on the end. Jeremy Flagg. Meh. Supreme Ruler of the Universe, however, has a nice ring to it. Hashtag ambition. So yeah, you can always come and join us there. We're always chit-chatting. We're just starting to bring people in from all our other locations. And we're going to start using Discord as kind of the hub for actual conversations. So there's a bunch of authors. Miranda's being so needy. There we go. Yeah, I suppose I can deal with you. Oh, I suppose I should actually set up the next sprint in Discord. 20 at 40 sprint join. There's so many things to do when you're on camera. Writing is actually the easiest part of it. It's the, what screen am I supposed to be on? And on my desktop, I have all this space, whereas on my laptop, everything's in a shrunk down screen trying to make it work. Yeah, it doesn't go quite as well on the on my laptop. But after this one, I think Karen's popping in. So I'm just excited for humans. I'm excited for humans on screen because then I don't have to worry about anxiety. It just makes things so much easier. But oh, I don't want to talk over a sprint. Okay, so 11:40, 10:40 to 11, we're going to sprint. Oh, and the bot just told me we're supposed to sprint. Okay, see you in 20. All right, Miranda. You best be writing. Let's see if we can get. Oh, I gotta do word count real quick, and then we're gonna go grab ourselves a companion. Oh, 433. I'm okay with that. Sprint 2, 433 words. Let's go grab us a Karen. And that way I can stop having my notepad up there because that just kind of weirds me out. I feel like I'm being judged. So I'm definitely seeing like, I'm going to need to fix this and rewrite some of this, and okay, just get it out, make it happen. Again, I feel like I'm writing really low stakes at the moment, and I have them in my notes, so I know I can go back in and add them up and increase the tension. It's just frustrating that I'm not doing it on the first pass. So let's do for 11:10 to 11:30. And then gotta go start the sprint. And of course, it didn't help. I don't know if folks saw, but I went into a sneezing fit. Karen.
Hey there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
How's it going?
Oh, okay. Other than, crappy weather. I'm certain no one else is suffering from. Oh, and the dog says hi.
it 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 is mostly sunny here at the moment. Frigid, but sunny. The actually, it's probably, it looks like the clouds came out.
Yeah, we have sleet.
Oh,
Yeah. It's
I can
fun.
live without that again.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm having a sneezing fit today, which I don't know why. I'm
Did you take
allergic
your
to work.
allergy stuff?
Um, it's been kind of weird. So we had snow in November, and then it went away, and my allergies got really, really bad. And you know, well, I'm not a fan of winter. I'm not used to having allergies in winter, but we haven't had snow on the ground in, God, a month now. So I stopped taking my allergy medication at the end of fall, and I'm thinking like, oh, well, this year I should have just taken it year round. But I'll just be a sneezing fit all day long.
Good luck with that.
It is and of course, every time you sneeze now, you're like, is it something worse? Could this be horrible? Like,
I'd be more worried if I ever left my house.
yeah. Well, so I went to the mall yesterday to take my computer into the Apple store, and I'm like, oh my god, like, I since all of this started, Do you remember the movie The Net with Sandra Bullock?
Yes.
Yeah, we're living that movie. And so, like, I went outside yesterday, and my neighbor, um, she pretty much quarantines the same as I do. So she's like one of the very few people I can be around and not have to worry.
Mhm.
And I talked to her, and I was like, "Yeah, I got to go to the Apple store. My computer died." So I went to the mall yesterday, and of course, now I'm replaying, like, did I touch anything? Did I Was I standing close to someone? Did someone not have a map? Like, it's exhausting.
It is. It is. And in all fairness, Mr. DM still goes into the office. So he could bring it in. But
It Are there a lot of people in his office?
there would normally be, but at least half of them are refusing to come in. And he's not like a huggy feely kind of guy, especially in the office. So keeping his distance is not really an issue.
Yeah, the a bunch of the teachers of my coworkers were going in, and a bunch of them, a good number of them, had to stop going in because they all got COVID right around the same time.
Oh boy.
And so I officially stopped working at the school last week. Um,
Woohoo.
I know I'm stoked. The And now they're going back next week, and I'm just thinking, like, so many people have COVID at that school, and the school's not even in session.
Hmm.
So
Hang on a
nope.
sec. Sorry.
Ugh, real life.
I know, right?
Just constantly trying to get in the way.
You're telling
And you
me.
you have a little one at home right now, right?
Yeah, I do. I also have a not terribly well behaved dog,
Oh,
as you may have noticed.
the yeah, I can't, as much as I don't want teachers to go back because of, whatever. I understand it because, not many people, especially in my school district, a lot of the parents are, everyone in the family works to make ends
Yeah,
meet. So, we are by extension childcare. Um, just
yeah.
all of this sucks. Bring on the vaccine.
Yeah, my one of my sisters-in-law is an ER nurse. So, it's been interesting hearing her opinions on things because she's just like, "Geez, people, wear your masks, wash your hands, get the freaking vaccine."
Yeah, I
This is nuts. There are people who are suffering because they're out of ventilators.
um my best friend is a paramedic, and, like, when this very first started, I really busted up my foot and I couldn't walk, and I was like, um well, I should probably go to the ER. Like, it hurt so much to put weight on my foot. And my friend was like, it's the last place you want to go. Is your foot going to fall off? And I was like, I don't think so. And he was like, even if you were only 99% sure it was going to fall off, I would still say, don't go.
Hmm.
Um, because our hospitals were maxed out to where COVID patients were in the lobbies waiting. And then we moved on to, like, the triage tents everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the setup is for my sister-in-law's hospital, but there's a wait for everything. And she's like, if you don't have to go, don't go, because there are people who come in for non-COVID stuff and they leave with COVID stuff
Yeah. Well, my mom
once
had
they
the
get seen, which is anybody's guess.
my mom had the heart attack scare, and so she had to go to the hospital. And thankfully, in her county in Maine, at that time there had only been one case in the whole county, and so, but then they moved her to the big city, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so concerned of her being there, and it thankfully everything was fine, but you know you can't even worry about the heart attack problem because you're too worried about the COVID problem.
Absolutely. Oh, I think we're supposed to be sprinting.
I think we are. Okay, here we go.
Oopsie. I'm glad she's better though.
Me too. All right, let's see. 1187. Oh, I'll take that. Sprint 3. 410 words.
Nice.
Because you're editing at the moment, right?
Yeah. Trying to get this way behind book on track by going through and trying to tidy up the earlier parts so that when I get to the later part, it's like, yes, obviously all this stuff is in place.
Yeah, I definitely know that feeling. Oh, here's this magical thing that's about to happen that will have to somehow be included in earlier chapters.
Yeah, though in my case, it's more like, oh, right, I'm not going that direction. Let me just take out this thing I put in for this stuff that I was like, that won't work.
I the last manuscript I wrote, I'm about 80% of the way through it, and I realize there's no antagonist. Like, there's a looming dread, but it never manifests into anything other than shadows. So I was like, we're gonna have to rework this plot.
That was actually one of the challenges of Toga, is that it was more of a series of quests than a straight protagonist versus antagonist like most of my books.
And I feel like it would work, but in context of like the other books, you're like, this has a really different flavor to it.
Well, the one before that was kind of a murder mystery
Okay.
with superheroes. And the first three were, I think, pretty standard action adventure. I'm getting back to more action adventure with some like heist stuff thrown in for the one I'm working on now. But so we'll see, protagonist versus antagonist more. But
This plot, it's built to be a trilogy, and it takes 5 years. It's 5 years after my last story, so it's set, you know, middle of this century. So I have to dial up some of the sci-fi elements, and tech plays a much bigger part in the story. But I it feels kind of clunky how I'm doing it right now. So I'm definitely going to need to go back and finesse it a little. But my first drafts tend to be get the story out and then make it a good story second pass.
my first drafts take forever because they tend to be very close to the final drafts.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I will obviously polish up the wording and I will cut out scenes where it's like, yeah, this is slowing it down too much. Occasionally I'll add something because it's like, okay, beta readers said they don't understand how I got from A to B here. So I'll add in a scene so they understand it. But generally my final draft is a much more polished version of my first draft, which is part of why my first drafts take forever because I'm like, I could do this, but wait, no, I could do that.
I I always feel on my first draft that and I have a pretty strong outline when I walk into, well, at least this book, because I'm trying to be more of an outliner. Um, but my characters are definitely not fully realized at the moment. Um, and then my scenery, I have white room syndrome all over the place. So that's something that on the next pass, like the visuals become much more rich because my beta readers will be like, we've been in this white room for like 3 chapters. They've moved, but moved where?
I usually get most of my descriptions down in the first pass, and then I have to pare them back.
Oh, see, I wish I had that problem.
My issue is always the action scenes.
Okay.
I'm not a visual person, so it takes some doing to figure out the fight scenes. But I like action movies. That's why I write. I like superhero movies. That's why I write them.
I I do pretty well with the action. Sometimes I feel like it's kind of like a Dragon Ball Z scene where they're just grunting and prepping, but they never actually do anything. So I I've gotten much better at when fight scenes are happening. I used to be like, okay, I know where this foot's going. Okay, I know this, and now my readers are just like, just get on with the fight. Like we don't need to know every martial art aspect of it. Did they get punched in the face? No. Okay, move on. Um, so my fighting has actually become much looser, and unless it's a critical part of the character, like I have one character who fighting is kind of what she does. The rest of them, oh, they get punched, they fall down, they run away. Where'd they get punched? Wherever.
It
It
hurt.
hurt.
Yeah. No, my main character is very physical, so I have to do a little more detail because she's paying attention to where she kicks them and how she kicks them,
Okay.
um, and that sort of thing. Um, she's also never the biggest bad A in the room,
Okay.
because she's 5 foot nothing. It doesn't matter how much skill you have. If you are 5 foot nothing and you are going up against a 6'4" brick, you can do a great kick to a spot that should be, would knock another 5 foot nothing person back and down. You will bounce off them. I actually had that happen in a scene. She does like a running kick and everything, kicks this guy and like bounces off because he's just so much bigger than she is.
Um, One of my characters, she's getting a little center stage in this book. Um, in the last books, her ability is she has visual muscle like memory adaptation. So
Mm,
that it takes 1,000 hours to be an expert in something. She only needs to see
right.
it once. So, but she's little, and so it's not like she can walk in and just punch you in the face and end the fight.
Yeah.
So I had to watch like all of these videos about grappling and redirecting momentum, and so she
I
uses
should
all.
have I should have questioned my decision to make her a capoeirista. But that's what she is. So I watched all those and all the small woman self defense videos, and uh, she's a shapeshifter primarily. Her physical skills are just because she's a physical person. Um, so she has to practice and fighting in shape shifted forms and stuff. So every now and again she has to fight. And she's like, I don't know what I'm doing in this form, and my muscle memory's not right for it.
Oh,
So
that's kind of a fun. Yeah, because you wouldn't necessarily a new form. You wouldn't instantly know like the weight, the body.
yeah,
Oh, I hadn't thought about. That's
yeah.
what I
So
like about
I have
superhero
it.
fiction.
I have it built into the series that she spends a ton of time practicing. A lot of what she's practicing is okay. I can shapeshift into a bear. That's pretty cool if I want, to look like I'm scary. But what can a bear actually do without me getting like gutted or
Yeah, like you get intimidation points and that's it.
Yeah, and one of her issues is that she's generally not very intimidating in any form. So if she's a bear, she's going to be that fluffy, cute bear where people are like, "Oh my god, it's so cute." And she's going to be like, "Rawr, I'm trying to scare you away so I don't have to break your kneecaps or something. Go." I can't even talk as a bear, and all the other shapeshifters are like, "What's she saying? I don't know. She's just growling."
Oh, that is too
It's
funny. That's what I love about superhero fiction is you get page space to explain the like these people aren't instant masters of everything they do. Like
mhm.
there's some humor and folly in everything. Like my main character shoots lightning and you don't wear clothes with that. He walks around naked half the time because he burns through all his clothes.
Yeah, my
So
characters have definitely discovered clothing issues. I don't think they got costumes that could hold up to their powers until end of book 2. And even then, the one guy keeps trying to wear capes and they don't work.
no capes.
Hey, he uses Velcro to hold them on.
Yeah, I had a character with wings, and it's not like she's going to the Gap to buy a T-shirt.
Forget the Gap, just sitting in a chair with wings.
Yes, she always had to sit on a bar stool. All right,
We're
gonna hop
finish
into the next
resprinting.
thread. All right, let's see. 16, 11. Now 425. I'm pretty happy with that.
That's a pretty good number.
I keep trying to do bot commands in the chat. I write bot commands everywhere now, because why not?
I actually got distracted instead of doing the read through and just the tidy up. I was like, oh, I wanna just expand this little section here, and
It's always something. It's never just a quick and easy, like, oh, let me just run through this.
yeah,
It can never be a linear process. There's always got to be a tangent,
yeah,
which is kind of how I operate my entire life. Let me just do this one thing right after I do all my side quests.
but there's always more side quests.
Oh, so many side quests. I'm going to start referring to all my admin work as side quests.
Hey, whatever makes you get through them.
Today I leveled up. Hey, Daniel. Daniel Johnson and I went to University of Maine Farmington together way back in the day. Actually, I think the last time I worked at a convention, he was my booth babe. He is way better at chit-chatting with random folk than I ever will be.
Well, the important thing is, did he look good in the cat suit?
No cat suit. Though I bet you if I had brought that to him, I'm not sure he would have said no. The I miss going to conventions as a participant. I do not miss them as a vendor. Just so much anxiety dealing with them.
Yeah, I hadn't gone to anything other than very small things as a vendor in my immediate local area. Um, Partially because I'm primary caregiver for my kid.
We have a really good one near us, and especially for like young kids, they have like a whole like day of activities for them, so you can take your kids. So the vendors bring their kids to that one, and there's face painting and story time and art sessions, and it's kind of cute watching the kids do what they do while the adults get to go around and be like super geeks. And it's even more adorable when they come, like the whole family is cosplaying together.
Mhm. I've seen a couple of those. I haven't gone to a lot of conventions. Things with a ton of people aren't usually my bag.
I went to so in Boston we have PAX East, which is like this major video game hoopla, and I go every couple years because it takes me that long to forget how crowded it was before. And it's 70,000 of your closest friends shoulder to shoulder. Um, and I can do it for a little bit at a time, but there's no place other than even the bathrooms are crowded. Um, you have to go step outside to like get breathing room. So
Now I'm having nightmares while I'm awake. Thank you.
yeah, it. And then I went to Boston Comic Con thinking it was going to be the same thing, and there's no one shows up to that. Um, the organization who does it kind of ran it into the ground.
For my birthday when I was in high school, my mom took me to one of those corporate Star Trek conventions.
Oh, okay.
And you know the kind I'm talking about? There's not so
Yeah.
much on anybody cosplaying or anything like that. Not a ton of people, that sort of thing. Well, I thought this is how all conventions are.
Oh.
And then in college, my boyfriend at the time was like, "Hey, there's this big convention, and I think we were in Chicago." Um, and I was like, "Okay, cool. I can put up with that." It wasn't so bad the first time. Oh no, this was a full on like Comic Con.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about uh, expectations not matching reality, I mean,
We
I was
have
sitting there going, I don't know why everybody's complaining about people at cons not wearing deodorant until I went to this one.
yeah.
And then, you know, there were just all these people and the costumes were cool and it was way more interesting than the corporate one and it had more life to it, which was great. But it was really a shock.
The we have a lot of small ones around here that um if you're just kind of going because you want a chance to be a geek, I think they're way better because um you know, I met Jonathan Frakes at one of them. I met a bunch of cast members and not going to their table, like we just bumped into each other.
Oh,
And
sweet.
it's kind of like, oh, you were gonna get a pretzel. Here, I'll buy it for you. And like and those are kind of cool because you get a chance to actually chat with people and it's not like, okay, you've had your 5 seconds of FaceTime, like please move
Yeah.
along.
Yeah. I think that when cons start being an in-person thing again, I will try to get to some of the smaller non-corporate ones because I liked the fan energy
Yeah.
and the way people mingle at the big one. But uh, fewer people would be better for me, and
Well,
the more
that's kind of like
casual bumping into things where you can talk to people and not just like there's all these people and I don't know anyone and nobody's talking to me and
it's
why
the
are these
same
strangers
thing.
touching me?
Everyone's like, "Oh, you should go to 20 books to 50K in Vegas and be with your 700 closest coworkers." And I'm like, nothing about that sounds fun." But I went to the 20 books in Edinburgh, Scotland, and it was only about 100 and maybe 200 people.
Mhm.
And, everyone splits up by kind of genre just naturally. And so that was a lot of fun because I got to go hang out with foreigners, or I guess I was a foreigner. Um, and like, oh, I actually got to know some of them. So
Yeah, that sounds like the sort of thing that I would be more interested in. And there's a couple of little ones near here that I kind of had my eye on for when my kid's bigger or whatever. But let's be honest, Edinburgh, you had some ulterior motives there, dude.
well, so I didn't originally have ulterior motives, and then it slowly turned into ulterior. Um, but it was a chance for me to get to know local people because
Mhm.
like if I'm going to move across the country, move across the world, I want a support network. And so
Right.
but even this week, like there's a virtual pub that a bunch of them do on Friday, and so I'll attend that. And
Mhm.
a couple of them are from Wales and England, and I think Fatima's from the Middle East. I'm not entirely sure. Um, but it's kind of nice knowing people over there,
Mhm.
um, and just kind of being able to go, hey, I have a weird question about your immigration law, because of course everyone over there must know about this.
Well, also, once you move, you don't just want to be, yeah, there's some daft American
Yeah,
who shows up at our meetings now. No, you want to be, oh, there's that daft Jeremy. Good to
yeah.
see him again.
It's him. Um, and
Hey, it's always better when you have earned the disdain that people feel for you.
that is true. And you know what? I work hard for that.
Yeah, you deserve everything.
Oh,
Oh, we're
authors, we're
supposed to
such
be
a prickly
sprinting
bunch.
again.
Okay, let's sprint. I have too many screens and I can't ever find where I'm supposed to be. $3.95.
That's respectable.
I will take it. That means that I am at 105% of my monthly goal.
Nice.
I'm trying to get my word average to be in the 1,000 to 1,500 area. Because if I can do that, then I'll end the year with like 365,000, which is like a book and a half, or 3.5 books, 4.5 books. It's a lot of books.
Yeah, it is. Right now, I just want to get this book out, but I'm hoping to get to 2 books a year, and eventually 3. So
If I would like my every year I've released, it's kind of hard because some of them I had to re-release stuff when I got my rights back, so that kind of made it look like I was releasing more than I really was. But I would like to be at 4 books a year, so I would release one every quarter. It's easier when they're like 60 to 70,000 words, but this one's going to wind up being like 100,000, I'm sure.
mine are always in the neighborhood of 90 to 100 something thousand.
Yeah, when they're that big, it's hard to, like, just writing it is forever in a day.
It is, and unfortunately, I don't do well with interruptions, of which I have many, because people are home a lot.
I know that. Oh, wait, no, I don't know that feeling anymore.
Mm. Go ahead and
Um,
gloat.
it, I do get a lot of, what are you doing? Well, I'm writing. Oh, okay. And then people will call me and I'm like, no, that wasn't, what part of that sounded like I'm free to do whatever I want?
Yeah, there's some of that, and then there's some of the just, you know, kids need to eat food for some reason.
Why are they
Yeah,
so
it just
needy?
has to get done, and then there's extra stuff to clean with people around more.
I
Okay.
forgot to write down my word count yesterday. Thankfully, I think the chat saved it.
Yeah, if you sprinted on the superhero fiction.
Oh yeah, because my I was going to go back and write some more yesterday, and then my computer died, so I didn't
When
hit
will
my
you know on that?
2,000. What's that?
When will you know on that?
They're supposed to call either today or tomorrow. I know for a fact it's a faulty power supply, so they'll replace it, and I'll probably have it either at the end of the week or the beginning of next week. Um, so I'm on my laptop for now, which is a perfectly fine machine. Um, but even like being in the video chat right now on StreamYard, it struggles a little bit. Um, but I made this super awesome superhero cover for Cover Villain, and I saved it locally, which I never do, and I want access to it.
Oh, the one you were just showing the other day, Hero, Hero, Hero.
Yeah.
That was
Um,
pretty cool.
I I was like, the only thing I have left to do on it is the special effects around the hand. Um, because right now I didn't finish it. Um, but like I want to share it with the world, and oh, I can't now. Darn it.
Yeah, I know I wrote a couple of scenes. I cannot find them.
Oh, I hate that.
It's like, okay, I know I wrote this, and I was like super pleased with myself about it because I thought they came out nicely. And I was like, okay, this is one I'm not going to have to edit much. But I cannot find them.
Oh,
So I gotta keep going through my files and see where I
um,
stuck it because they were real short little things, but they were
where
big
did
character development.
where do you write?
Um, I do a lot of my writing online
Okay.
on a writing gaming site
Oh, okay.
for the words.
Yeah, I've
And
heard other people mention it before.
yeah, I do that. And if I don't happen to be logged on to the internet, I have a file named snippets. So I'm working on party, so I have party snippets. And it's stuff where I'm not bothering to get online and log on. I'm just writing stuff that I thought of in the shower or whatever.
I
So it's either in a file online, so it's hopefully saved there unless they had an issue, or it's in my snippets file, but I'm just not seeing it.
I I use Scrivener between the two computers, and if you accidentally open a file while the other one is open, it will um it'll
Overwrite it.
take all the discrepancies and it puts them into a we don't know what to do with these folder.
Oh,
And thankfully yesterday I had shut Scrivener off, but a couple days before I had decided to open something while I was on my laptop, and hundreds of scenes got moved around from many books.
oh no.
And thankfully the one on my desktop was still a clean copy, so I was able to save it. But
Uh,
everything was safe. It's just, oh god, now I need to put it back where it belongs. And i i, I hate doing writing management stuff. I want it where I want it.
yeah, I'm usually pretty good and pretty disciplined about it. I mean, I worked as a tech writer for years. I maintained like 20 to 35 help systems at one point. So everybody's files being in the right place was a big deal. But this is just like, I don't know.
when i
It's harder
started
when it's
doing
creative.
when I started doing the cover business stuff, I had to, like, I kept a little sticky note, like, did you save that with the right name? Because I was making so much work for myself by not properly labeling files. Um, and when you're juggling like four different clients at the same time, like, oh, you need things properly labeled or you're going to go mad searching your computer for the obvious.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
I clearly broke with my conventions, which is why I can't find these files. I will find them, and I mean part of the reason I'm doing it online is so I have a backup because
Yeah.
during my first book, my computer died, and it had the only copy of my book that I'd been working on like 4 years on this book because it
Uh,
took me 5 years to publish Super, and I was like, oh my, if I have lost all that work,
I
but
I would be so angry if that ever happened at this
yeah,
point.
so now I have this thing where I write it online and then eventually I move it all into a Word file and do the second draft and everything in the Word file. Um, but so I always have a backup of at least an earlier stage, and then I have different drafts of each. Well, yeah, each draft is its own Word file, and those get backed up.
I knew last time one of my computers died that I needed to change my ways because I was like, oh my God, if I lost all this work, I'm so. And then yesterday when it died, I was like, no big. Oh well, it literally could have set on fire and I would have been like, it's saved in so many locations, like it'll take me 2 seconds to find it. But of course, the one file I want, I didn't save the correct way.
Right.
It's always the way.
Of course it is. Like I said,
All right.
these two little snippets, it's just like, I know I have them somewhere.
You'll wake up in the middle of the night being like, I know where they are.
But do I really want to go and turn on the computer and...
No, I wouldn't.
No, I have enough trouble sleeping. If I did that, I'd be up for like 3 hours.
Okay, I'm going to hop off. I'm going to go get some lunch, and then I got to move over to doing admin work for the rest of the day.
Yep.
I hear there's some superhero romance authors in a box set who need some promotional graphics.
Yes.
So that is my goal for today.
And don't forget to... I had asked you a question about that.
Quite possibly, yes.
The pre-orders.
Oh, the pre-order.
Decide on the pre-orders, and you said you'd let us know. My newsletter has to come out soon.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to send out the link. The pre-order is live right now. We just haven't broadcasted it. We wanted to make sure it went up just for that exact reason.
Okay.
Yeah, Trish and I were originally going to release it a week early, but then we were like, oh crap, even our own newsletter would have to be sent at the wrong time. So, and my newsletter goes out next week. So yeah, it made sense to get it all up. So that'll go out in the email today.
Sweet.
But we haven't done anything with it, and there's been sales, which is weird. So
maybe it's just a sign that you picked the right stories for it.
Yeah,
says hopefully.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for it. It's a good mix of there's 3 sweet, 4 sexy, and 2 make you blush stories. Something like that. I might be missing one. Yeah, I'm missing one. But it's pretty. It'll give romance people a little of everything.
Good.
I was shocked that my story was not the sauciest one there. Not by a long shot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they're Jamie Hawk's story. Jamie Hawk's story is not one to leave laying around. So, yeah, so that'll go out today to all the authors so we can start strategizing. I don't know what that word, strategizing, what we're going to do for it. So, yay, admin work.
All right.
All right, I'll talk with you later.
Bye.
Bye.